Everybody, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Infinity David, Sergio, Larry, Don, Anthony, Craig, Michael, JB, Dex. Good morning. Francois, Darren, Rongamer. Glad to see you on the road to Raleigh. That sounds sucky. Good luck over there. Svinborn, good morning from all the way across the pond. Brian, Nikki, Mark, Alan, Ted, Laura, Rick, Merle, Carlene, Arturo. Good morning, everybody. Glad to see you on the stream. Click the link right over here, right there. Click the link. I got a question for you this morning. If I were to make a physical product, like, I don't know, say a cup or a mug, like Morning Monster Mega Mug, or a T-shirt, a hoodie, a hat. What might interest you the most? If I had something that was logoed, possibly with one of my famous sayings on it, like it's not staying wrong, it costs you the money. It's not being wrong, it costs you the money. It's staying wrong, or something like that. If you have any opinion, let me know in the chat. Love to hear from you. Coffee mug. I was thinking, the Morning Monster Mega Mug. Maybe with a cool Morning Monster logo. That's kind of what I was thinking. I got one vote for a coffee mug so far, and let me know if you have a water bottle. Yeah, I use a giant Stanley cup. So let me know your opinion. I do wear a hoodie half the year practically. So I was just thinking about I wonder, and we'll see what actually happens. Insulated mug. All right. Yeah. If you have any comments, throw them in the chat. If you're watching this later on, watching the replay, leave the comment down below. That'd be super awesome too. So, and make sure you're subscribed if you're on the live stream so that you can leave me a comment or participate in the chat. And make sure you got the notifications turned on because today is Tuesday. That means 30 minutes of awesome coming up at 5 p.m. Eastern this evening. Make sure you set your phone alarm reminder to come back at 5 p.m. because if you're not here, I can't do your request. But if you're here and you're a subscriber on the channel, you can make requests and I'll cover them. Usually I do at least 30 minutes, and lately it's been way longer than 30 minutes of requests. So, all right. Glad to have everybody. And let's get pitter patter. Let's get at her. So, looks like lots of people voting. So, love it. Thanks for some of the feedback. And if anybody else wants to leave some, I would appreciate it. I was just thinking, and if you don't have any interest in a product at all, that's cool too. I wondered if anybody would have an interest in a Jeffrey Turnmeyer trading type mug. Of course, I do some new logos and some cool stuff to it. So it wouldn't just be another coffee cup. So, all right. And so, what a morning already. Lots of stuff moving. Crypto. Oh my goodness. Who I got lucky again. I mean, we didn't really have a debate, but I told you this conversation I had about breaking down below 40 or up above 50. Which one happens first on Bitcoin, right? I had this conversation, and lo and behold, we are down below 40, which was what I thought we might do first. And here's the chart right here. That one's a sloppy chart, unfortunately. And you know what? I'm gonna reload. Hold on. See if I can reload, refresh, and grab the Bitcoin. Seriously? All right, I deleted all this stuff off the chart last night, and it's right freaking back. I love it. Don't really love it, but whatever. I had to turn off the autosave. Anyway. Not far to go to the roadmap line. I kind of warned everybody. Once we broke out of this channel, we would be heading down right here. So Kimberly is here finally. And got distracted, huh? Guess it doesn't take much from a cute set of eyes. Anyway, Bitcoin, that's going down lower. If you're in any of the miners and any adjacent crypto stocks, probably getting lower prices. That's the bottom line there. LMT, the headline there, LMT reporting earnings, not really a big shocker. Beating on the top, beating on the bottom, not really moving much so far. RTX, on the other hand, nice pop. Getting up through the daily roadmap line. Can we fill this gap finally? We have this large, relatively large. I feel like that's pretty big, just based on the price movement. I mean, nice big fat upside gap that we're gonna have to fill before we can go higher. This was significant resistance back here. I thought we would pop and break out, head up here to 120, but we took a diversion down to 60 first. And if this can build the strength and pop, then yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention one other thing. Yesterday I was so discombobulated with being back at the office. You know what we did on Friday? You know what we did Friday afternoon? And, continued yesterday even? That's a new all-time high right there. I mean, I'll tell you what. I mean, Rongamer, all the way back when he kind of wasn't really following me for stock necessarily, just kind of chit-chatting with me. I told him we were going to make a new all-time high, and that was kind of back down here while we were messing around. He's like, yeah, okay, maybe. And a lot of you jumped into the super squeeze I was talking about last November. And there's a reason I'm talking about this, all right? Let's zoom back in the time machine here for a minute. Let's go look at something. Right back over here. I even have an arrow on it. Look what happened right here. In a land far, far away, in a time in a different land. Look what we did right here. We had this. This is a different time frame. All right, we're the current pullback we did was a bigger time frame pullback. This one right here, we took this big dip right here. It was pretty ferocious. All right, I mean, we're talking. We went from here to here. It was a 12% pullback in the market. At the time, that was pretty wicked. I mean, 600 points off of 1,500, or, I guess 15 at 300. 280 points ish, right? 180 points, right at 200 points. 188 points. Can't read the numbers that are on the screen. And then we went up to a new all-time high. And then we went down a lot. Like a lot. A little bit cautious right now. Because you extrapolate this out, and instead of this taking, what, almost 3 months? The one we did took 12 months? Not quite 12, 10 months? And then it took us a whole nother 12 months to get back out of it. 12, 13, 14 months. This right here. That high, January, that low, October. That took us like 10 months to get there. February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. 9 months. It took 9 months. And then to recover to a new all-time high. I just want to point this out. Everything may not be all super keen and rosy here at the moment. A little bit concerned when I was going back through my notes and stuff. So got to be very careful. If we start getting any kind of acceleration to the downside, this took 9 months and this took like 14 months, I guess. You know, November, December, January, February. Well, December, November, December. November, yeah, 4 plus 12. Yeah, 14 months. So this move right here took 14 months. Back out. Compare that with the one back here. I didn't prepare this. This is just something I thought of in the shower this morning that I had talked about a year ago. We talked about the fact that we did a dip and popped to a new all-time high. Now, instead of just taking, July, August, into September-ish, or, late August, 2 months, 3 months. Instead of taking that, we took 9 months. This took us up into October, I guess, and then we rolled over pretty big. I mean, we went from 1,500 down to 674. That's even lower than that, probably. Slightly get on the bottom tick. 666-ish. Why do I point this out? Because eerily, that's kind of the same move we just did. There is the possibility we just break out and run, but there's also the possibility that this tops out at this 1618 and takes another big down lower than this low right over here. So, highly cautious at the moment. Could be talking about something like this. 1, 2, 3. Could be talking this level or even this level. 2,700. All right. Not trying to freak anybody out, but that's yeah, but that time Powell was raising rates. What happened this time? What do you think? What do you think we've been doing? I don't think they can cut rates. You know why? Go look at go Google Investopedia when we're done here. Write this down. Investopedia, crack up boom. Crack up boom. Go Google that and read it and see if that doesn't sound a lot like what they've been doing. And yeah, moving on. So read the crack up boom and report back to me later what you think. I think if they cut rates at this point, we are talking crack up boom. Increasing the money supply. That invites inflation back in. And there's another statistic. I don't have my documents where I looked this up over the weekend, but if you go back to the last, say, I think it's 8 quarters. 8 quarters of GDP reports. If you take out the government spending numbers, this is very difficult to do. And I was looking at analysis. It's not like on the Bloomberg. It's not all the stuff I normally share. But if you take out you look at the last 8 quarters and take out the government spending, we've been negative GDP. We've been declining in corporate numbers, corporate output, like normal commercial corporate output. So that's why Americans feel like we're poorer, because corporate output is actually lower. It's government spending that keeps ramping up and keeping the GDP positive right now. So even though they're like, oh, the numbers are great, this is how they're cooking the books. I was really getting into it this weekend. I freaking spent, I think it was like 3 hours using a screen reader going 2x, going through a lot of documents, and that had me concerned, because you know what 8 quarters of negative GDP is? That's bordering on depression. So if we have some cracks in the government spending, this could all come together here. If the government all of a sudden can't keep expanding the money, or if they do keep expanding the money. I mean, it's like a double-edged sword at this point. Like, if they quit, and if they do, I mean, if they keep expanding the money, crack up, boom. If they quit expanding the money, does the music stop and the lights come on? Anyway, S5FI, despite, we curled up slightly, but still not getting any next push higher, despite the fact that we were at all-time highs again yesterday. And it looks like the market just opened, getting alerts, and I'm just pointing stuff out there. Do I think it's going to happen today or tomorrow? This is not like panic right now. This is just things to be aware of. All right. You got to have a long-term plan going, and then operate in your small trades. You always got to have the exit plan in mind. Like, where are the exit doors? All right. Like, it's prudent to, when you get on the airplane, where are the exit doors? Right. If you don't do that, it's very prudent to always know where your exit doors are. And that's weird. There's no roadmap line. Oh, there it is down there. I was like, that was weird. I just had it off the screen. So, do we push that high? Or do we roll over? I don't know. Don't know. Looks like we're going to keep pushing higher for now. And NQ looks like it wants to reach that 17.6, 17.7. Came up just a little shy yesterday. RTY. Watch out for the resistance right here. Coming up on the level. 2023. Roughly. We're in the vicinity now. We could push a little higher. Could come all the way up to 2050. If we stop there and start back down, we're going back down here. More than likely. That could be all she does, but it's a disappointing pullback if it didn't really reach any classic fib retracement levels. Excuse me. Peach Monster talking to me this morning. And oil just keeps churning. Nothing interesting. This is winding up for a big move. And in fact, I keep remembering all the stuff I was digging through, looking for something to talk about this morning. Last night, you can ask Kimberly if you don't believe me. I was pretty tied up and stressed out about what am I going to talk about tomorrow. And here's one I found. So this is WTI. This is CL. Normal oil I talk about right here. This is European Brent crude right here. Up small, big buy. This is CTAs again. Up big buys. Down small, just kind of down small and down big are kind of flat. And flat market is actually some net buying projected. So these aren't really I guess these aren't Bank of America numbers, I don't think. But interesting nonetheless. So we could see algos going after oil, both in the U.S. and, which is, normal. Usually when U.S. oil, when CL light crude goes up, we also see Brent, which is BRN1. Missed the, there we go. There's Brent for you. BRN1 exclamation point. So when one goes, we usually see the other one go right along with it. Both of them kind of winding up in this little wedge thing. Winding up for this one's actually looking a little more bullish than CL. CL a little further down here. So we'll see what happens. Coming up. Gold. I'm going to be disappointed if we don't do that final move. This is like Russell kind of disappointment if we don't get that final stretch down here. I think we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to come back down in here. Bitcoin. I already touched on that briefly, that we're coming back to the, come on, go. Load. There we go. Coming back to the roadmap line. More than likely. More than likely. I Ethereum firmly broke below that. I mean, this, we close that today. We're coming on down. Does it stop at the roadmap line? I don't know. That one could go down a lot more. If you're brand new here, welcome. I'm kind of bearish on Ethereum. So soon is all relative, Arthur. Do we keep on this money creation bandwagon for another year? Possibly. How long can it last? So I read on Google last night that we pay tolls with Swiftcoin. Okay. Meh. Which state? California? Is that what you said you were? Fed now runs an avalanche. You didn't know that. So dollar pushing higher again. This is unusual, right? S&P pushing higher. Dollar pushing higher. Resistance right there. Next resistance up right up here. And the resistance above that at the 618, where the big blue arrow is. So, yeah, just because one state pays tolls in a crypto or something like that, think about it: population of your state versus population of the world. So, how much potential is there for it to really go up? LMT going sideways. Looks like not the big boom they were hoping for. That's just more sideways consolidation. Gnarly. Rayathon, nice move, but we still have to fill that gap. It's actually looking slightly bullish, maybe at this point. Let's see. First move up, second retrace. So we're gonna have to we got to get through the box, because this can be just a bearish retrace at this point. Anything up to the top of the box. That's kind of funny how that works. Everybody that was here in the in-person, look at this. Prime example right here. Using the 3-point tool, 1 point, 2 point, 3 point right there. Elliott wave wise. This can just be a correction to fill that gap. I talked about the weird coincidences in the market. Like, that's a weird coincidence to me. It fills the gap exactly at the 1272, and that can all just be a correction. And this is not market roadmap. This is not measured bounce. This is just straight up Elliott wave stuff. All the way up to there, that can be a 3-wave correction. And we can still go down. Till we break above. And then hold the top of the box and keep going higher. So, interesting right there. TKO moving this morning. Nice pop. Don't have earnings for another 2 weeks. Look at that. Look, somebody drew this right here. Look right there. If we hold that, I mean, I think I got lucky again. That happened really fast. I was talking to, you may think it's an act. I'm like, I get surprised with myself predicting prices, but you can ask, if you want to know, talk to Kimberly. Like last night we were having this conversation. I was like, I don't even joke about this stuff. That I am really truly surprised when I draw something like this. I'd watch out for that right there. If we can get above that 618 firmly, it's probably going to take a move above this right here, this little consolidation. See, that happened right before we plummeted. There's a gap down there, so we're going to have to fill that gap up before we get confirmation we're going on a breakout higher, 124, 139. It's already red, so that's indicating we may drop on down. Be careful. Netflix coming up after the close. I am still long. I am actually considering taking off my order to close. We might go on an extension. We still have not filled the gap all the way back here in 2022, January 2022. I have an order. For those of you new, I bought right here at 401 on this bounce off of the roadmap line. I was shooting for 505. I bought at 401. Bought some shares. I had to liquidate most of them because I got a margin call. I did something stupid. And I still have one. Just to prove the point, you can make 25%. So, bought there in October, right around that, right in this consolidation. I mean, you don't gotta trade options if you don't want to. You can still make pretty darn good money. All right. You don't have to eat the theta. You don't have to eat the losses. You can just trade some of these. I was using examples. Other ones that JT has in shares. P-Lab right here. I got an order to close at 33. Another one. Right here. I mean, look at this. The potential for this one is a 300% gain. Bought down here. 11.623. Shooting for 90. Another one. I'm trying to remember. That's still a BI. There we go. Smith & Wesson. This one right here. I bought back here at 10. Maybe it's 9. 9 or 10. Right in here. Buy back here. Because this one has potential. Long term. This is years. This is like 5, 6, 7 years maybe. To go up here. 10 to 70. I mean 700%. So it's going to take a while. I mean, maybe even take a decade. If you don't got that kind of time, and play some of the other stuff. But if you want to park some money for a while, that one has really good potential. Buy on a pullback. We've gotten a few. Hadn't really started moving much. It's only up $3 or $4 for my entry. Has nice potential. Hadn't really started moving yet, so. And there you go. They're out there, all right? These long-term plays. SMCI, or I mean, not S, that's next. NetEase. Looks like we're still doing the correction, even though we popped a little bit today. We're still below the roadmap line. I still kind of expect that deeper retrace. We came up short. Could they be close enough? It could. Watch the roadmap line. If that turns down for resistance, probably coming down here. I wouldn't play it right now. I would not. It's like a knife catch right now. We gap down, trying to fill the gap. Gap back up. Didn't reach the main support line. Don't buy, don't trade stuff like this. I mean, if you just zoom out and look at it, we're just sideways, right? Where's the opportunity? I mean, there could be opportunity with $30 swings, but be careful. SMCI went to ludicrous levels. Remember what I keep saying, when we go exponential, sometime the party's over. That's starting to look like a topping tail. Could we make a higher topping tail? Yeah, we could. I mean, we've seen stuff go absolutely nuts before. It's not like you know what these guys do, right? Does anybody know? I've covered it before. If we go to their website, they just resell NVIDIA GPUs in, cloud computer type servers. All right. Yeah, Supermicro. There's the website. You may be like, they build this kind of stuff and sell it. Server rack solutions, twin blade, it's not like they have some kind of technology that's gonna, explode higher here. Just because they're supplying the stuff. I mean, there's no reason to go exponential. It's not like they invented something new. All right, they just resell NVIDIA GPUs put into these servers. So I would be very careful expecting this to pop off to some ridiculous level. So, no, Laura, those are long-term plays. I don't even look at them. They're both significantly profitable, and they probably will be for a long time. It's kind of money I'm just parked, and TGLS, I'm actually up almost 100%. So SMCI, ridiculous, and probably going to come back. That was a straight ridiculous move. It's straight ridiculous is going to come right back. This was not bullish. This was some kind of corrective move, and this is some kind of stupidness. So be careful. We can talk about it in the VIP chat if you want to, Laura. EMPH still bearish, even though we're getting a little pop. BABA, nice pop. Maybe is Buffett buying more? Is that the news? Hong Kong. Look at this thing. Look at that baby go. Yeah, outperform. I just threw on the inverse S&P 500. As the S&P 500 climbs higher, China goes in the garbage. Look at that. I can't even unlock it here. There we go. I need percents, but I need it unlocked. Yeah. Oh, there's auto. Unclick auto. There we go. Look at that. China's actually accelerating down faster than the S&P is accelerating up. So, I'd be careful there. Yeah, China's stimulus. So their government spends more money, or they're pump money into the economy to make their GDP grow. Is that real money, or is this danger? They tend to go opposite our S&P 500. Isn't that funny? So anyway, as the orange line goes up, that's the S&P 500 going down. China went up, S&P went down. Now China going down, S&P going up. Anyway, so BABA is Alibaba. All right. Moving on. So I see PDD making the list. But I still expect that to just churn here at the highs. Remember, China is one of those things that I don't trade because most of the time I do have a trade on Baidu, and coming back up to flat, looks like back to my entry once again. Was that the final flush out? I don't know. We'll see. Resistance at the roadmap line. I have one contract on this baby. One contract out to 2026. PG. Stuck in the nice pop. Stuck in the consolidation. FNGU. Nailed the target. What do we expect now? Pull back. Could. There's like a 40% chance we go to 291. But at this point, that was it. That's protect your profit, book your profit, whatever you want to do. That was it. I don't expect anything else for now. That one's done. There's a chance we do this and this. But remember, this is FANG index, 3x leverage. Now, one, that's leverage. Don't forget leverage. Two, that's FANG. And what else is FANG? This guy. And this guy's hitting up in the 1618 already. And FNGU is just at the 1272. So it's lagging. And there's no options, so be careful. LABU, well, turning down at the resistance. Hanging in the roadmap line. If we can break out, could be positive, but I'm kind of bearish on biotechs. And not to mention, it's one of the things I don't trade because when the FDA gets involved, you can't really predict it all the time. Doesn't really follow my patterns. So just be following along, then take a left turn at Albuquerque and go hang out with Bugs Bunny. Anyway, FSLR still looking kind of bearish, below the roadmap line. Solar Edge still hanging out at the lows. Didn't break down below the support yet, but if we do, probably heading down to 53. ZS continues its march to ludicrous levels. I'm pretty sure I updated that fib yesterday. Nothing saving. Yeah, pushing up through the 1618. Protect the profits if you got them, if you're trading that one. UAL. Yeah, bearish still. That one filed for bankruptcy. Man, airlines look pretty rough. I'm not even going to joke around with this. That all looks pretty rough. So we have had United reporting earnings today. Or I guess last night. This is the market day for these. I saw DR Horton hitting here, and seeing Lennar get smacked. I don't see them on the list. They were down the list here somewhere. Lennar right there. They were getting smacked today. Bro, look at that. Brown and brown. Nice pop. That's resistance. Be careful for that and that. We could just rally right on up, but this looks like it may retrace and maybe even fill the gap before we go up there. EDU. Coming on down. Coming on down. CWB. Coming on down. That's just, we've done these retraces before. Long-term support right down here around 20. And that is also leveraged. Be careful. CSIQ. Canadian Solar. I think I bought some. I think our new panels we bought, babe, were Canadian Solar. Had some affordable deals on solar panels. That's still bearish. FTNT. Big resistance above us. That high. I don't know. FUTU. Still looks pretty bad. IMBX. 1, 2, 3. That could be the bottom right there of that one. Could have been all of that little correction. Next upside, if we can get back above that 38, would be 41 or 43. VZ, nice little pop. And I would need a bigger retrace on this one, back to the roadmap line, before I'm really interested in trying to chase something on this one. Longer term though, this doesn't really move all that much. I mean, look, we're talking highs in the 60s, lows in the 30s. I mean, $30 range for the last decade. It's not exactly a big mover. I guess people buy it for the dividend, not for the moving, but it's not really what my interest would be. MSTR coming back. Looks like we're tagging the roadmap line. Finally. Watch this one closely. We could, if we start breaking down below, something else happening, we could come down here. Don't buy yet. Wait for the confirmation that we've made a bottom. Wait for it to go this way. The most aggressive entry I would be interested in is a breakup of that right now. And it's a break, like a close up here, not oh, look, we poked above. And that reminds me of Apple. Yesterday, we poked above that 195, but then pushed it right back down. Sitting there just below it today. That's not bullish yet. Be careful. Be very, very careful. Very, very careful. There's a reason I said 195, and we need to get a close above it. DHI, there's DR Horton getting smacked down. That's, you know, Lennar is going to be moving in sympathy of that one. We went up to the 1618, tried to go a little higher. Probably going to come down to the roadmap line. That was bullish back here in November. Now we're kind of fully cooked, and retrace time. Peanut butter retrace time. Watch for that to come back down somewhere in this zone. Logitech also reporting earnings, and even though they're beating on the top and bottom, I guess their outlook not so bueno. Going for the roadmap line. Not that far away now. Has come up short before, so last time it really touched was back here in June. Due again. MMM, 3M. Looks like not all rosy in 3M world. Adhesives and other technologies, packaging technology, chemicals and adhesives and all sorts of stuff. Looks like that may go down to my target. And funny enough, the target I had before from this consolidation back here lines up with the current target if it breaks down. So if we see this push below 95, probably likely to head on down. Coin, come to papa. Got my alert right there at 107, 108. Looking for that roadmap line touch. Nail, it's home builders, probably going to get a pullback. Depends on what all the other ones have to say when they report their earnings. PHM, that looks like we're playing out at targets. God, everything's got up at targets. ITB, there's another, just like Nail, another home construction. These, the rest of these guys, like Toll Brothers, we got really cooked to the upside. I mean, that would not surprise me if we see this. ALC, Alcon, just consolidating. Nothing interesting there. Lennar, another home builder, moving down in sympathy of DR Horton. And if they do anything weak, watch out. And last but not least, DEC. Whew. Continuing to go in the garbage. That's starting to be, that's pretty much a dumpster fire right there. I mean, got all the makings. 1 for 20 reverse split. Accelerating down. No bueno. Look at that volume picking up as it keeps going down. Golly. Dangerous. Anyway. Expectations. Highly cautious here. There's not a lot of more money to come in. We need a pullback. I don't expect a pullback necessarily, but we need one. I'm not really doing a whole lot. You know, people are like, what are you doing? And I'm not really doing a whole lot until we get this pullback that I've been expecting. Kind of sucks sometimes, but sometimes you just got to wait for the good setup to make your money. And right now, I've just been waiting. It's hard to wait, but that's what I'm doing. Waiting for a real pullback. This consolidation, I had a few things that are making money, booking them now, and watch for the pullback. That's what I got to say. And guess what? Tonight, 5 p.m., 30 minutes of awesome. Come see me. Come hang out. I'll take your request for at least 30 minutes. We'll see what Netflix is up to. And when they report their earnings, we'll talk about the next one coming up later this week. Tesla. Are they going to get a flush? Are they going to pop out of here? Or are they going to do nothing? We'll talk about the potentials. Come see me, 5 p.m. Set your alert on your calendar. Hit the bell with the notifications. Give me a like if I said anything that you like. And I'll see you later. 8-Day Surge is Crypto Unleashed. That's coming up at 11. And bye for now.